So I want to say hello to the citizens of North Carolina and to those of you who support the Moral Monday movement. I'm here with Reverend Gatewood and Reverend Barber, who are standing in solidarity with the National NAACP in protecting the right to vote, ensuring the integrity of the vote, and ultimately getting out the vote. We were arrested today because we understand the sacrifices of John Lewis, the sacrifices of Miss Amelia Boynton, ultimately, infinitely exceed anything that we can possibly do. But the same fight that they fought is the fight that we are yet waging. The same sacrifices they made, we may ultimately have to make. But we are determined to secure the right to vote and to protect the integrity of the vote. Why? Because you cannot have people suppressing and stealing votes before the election and then buying and selling legislative votes after the election. So that's why I stand with my brothers and my sister, Greenpeace, CWA, the African Methodist Episcopal Church. We have folks here from environmental organizations, civil rights organizations, the Sierra Club, yes. Aaron Mair right behind us, very short brother.
and SNCC.
And SNCC. Now that should tell you we have the prophetic spirit here in this movement. And my brothers and sisters, all I can say is this: please, let this not be an example you see on the news. Replicate this, model this in your congressional offices. Engage in acts of civil disobedience. Participate in this movement so that we have voter demonstrations and voter registration and voter mobilization, all coming together. One movement, one voice. Thank you.
Yes. I want to thank our President Cornell Brooks, who is, first of all, is a man of God. Amen. Who stood on that step today and referenced his grandfather, I believe.
Reverend James Edmund Prelude.
And said that irregardless of any other thing, he was standing in the spirit. I believe that the ancestors, the great cloud of witnesses, are with us today. I listened yesterday as Dr. Brooks clearly outlined very legalistically and theologically the problem of this nation. I believe we're in the middle of a third reconstruction. I believe we're in the adolescent stage, and those who see it do not want it to come to full life, adulthood. All of these movements breaking out from the ground up, whether it's the NAACP lawyers in the courtroom, or Moral Monday, or Black Lives Matter, or Fight for 15, or what's happening with those fighting for climate change and against environmental injustice, the LGBT movement, the women, the immigrants. It's a bubbling up. The alarm has gone off.
That's right.
And there's a consciousness awakening happening in this country. I was thinking, Dr. Brooks, today about William Lloyd Garrison when he was arrested for standing against slavery. He said, he wrote on his cell block, I, William Lloyd Garrison, was arrested today for preaching the damnable gospel that all men are created equal. That's why we were arrested. We believe in the imago Dei of everybody. And for me, as I came today as a pastor first, and I'm thinking about Genesis 1 said, when God created everything, he said it was tov miyad, very good, made in the image of God. The denial of the right to vote was first about the image of God. They said some people were 3/5. That's right. They did not fit the image of God. Women were not enough in the image of God to vote. When people for over 1,027 days have refused to fix the Voting Rights Act and reinstate Section 5, over 1,027 days. That's 1,026 days longer than Strom Thurmond filibustered the Civil Rights Act of 1964. That means they're worse than Strom Thurmond in terms of denial and interposition. It means, though, that they do not believe in the full humanity of all people. When you see a Rosanelle Eaton in our state, 93 years old, being denied the right to vote, that says something about your moral focus and how you see other people. Why? I remember when we were in court in the Fourth Circuit, and the judge from South Carolina sat in his chair and asked this one very profound question. Why is it that you all don't want people to vote? That was the question of the day in the courtroom. Why is it that you don't want people to vote? Of course, we know it's not just about black people. When the vote is suppressed, you're suppressing labor rights. You're suppressing women's rights, suppressing immigration rights. You're suppressing the LGBT community. You're suppressing public education. You're suppressing criminal justice reform. And so I'm glad, Larry and Dr. Brooks, that you all pull people together. We commit that we're going to build from the states up.
right.
because
Round up.
that's what has to happen.
That's right.
And Larry, I don't know, do you want to say a word to folk in North Carolina and around?
I would just say North Carolina for all of us has been an inspiration. It's been a calling, really, and the leadership we've had from North Carolina, from the NAACP and others who have joined in has made the notion of fusion a reality and a principle and a battle cry that we can support. And I think today is a part of that fusion when we link together voting rights, getting the big money out of politics, the rights of immigrants across the street.
That's right.
This is what fusion is. This is what unity looks like, and I'm proud to be a part of it.
But more importantly, one of the things that we have in North Carolina, it's ground zero for the redefining of the civil rights movement. Because the conservatives have had a vision that, wait a minute, we have perfected the art of denying the African American the right to vote. What if we generalize that to the entire working class and the rest of America?
Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said it best. He said the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands during the time of comfort and convenience, but where he stands during the time of challenge and controversy. We are standing now at a time of challenge and controversy, and we're asking everyone to stand. Man, woman, child, LGBTQ, all of our brothers and sisters must stand. This is our time. It is a time of challenge and controversy, and we are here standing for justice, for love. God bless you.
So North Carolina and all of you that are here, thank you for being here. We had 2 buses or more to come up, and plus a lot of other people. Remember that just like with the March on Washington happened not because from DC down, but from the bottom up. All of these movements are breaking out all over the country, which makes a democracy awakening possible. Because the movements are happening in North Carolina and in South Carolina, in the Midwest and in the North and on the West Coast and on the East Coast. Movements are born from Birmingham up, from Greensboro up. So that's why you can have a democracy awakening today, because people were already engaged at the state level. And let us never forget that as we build and build and build, and we fight not just for one election year. We cannot make this about just an election year. We must be engaged in the election year, but we need a movement and not a moment, and that's what we're committed to. Forward together, not one step back.
All right.
Amen.
Yes, yes.
Love y'all. Take care.